Am I the bad guy for telling my dad that I could never love him again? Throwaway for obvious reasons. I'm only calling this man my dad because he legally is. I, 17F, was a product of a one-night stand that happened before my mom and dad got married. My mom had slept with her high school sweetheart when she saw him during her bachelorette party. It was naturally assumed that I was my dad's kid, since there was no reason to suspect I wasn't. That is, until I was around 10 and my biological dad came back into town. He had gotten a job where my dad worked, and my mom was acting so cagey that even I, a usually oblivious kid, had noticed that she was being weird. I guess that combined with the fact my biological dad and I look quite similar made my dad get a DNA test, and it revealed that I wasn't his biological child. Hell broke loose after that, with my dad interrogating my mom, who was stubbornly not saying a word until my dad threatened divorce, and then my mom caved and told the truth. My dad divorced her anyway and had my mom take full custody of me. He also told me that I wasn't his responsibility since I wasn't his kid, and to ask my real dad to take care of me, along with other stuff that I'm not going to type out because it makes me want to put my fist into a wall. My biological dad wanted nothing to do with me and moved away months after the divorce was finalized. My dad had visitation but never used it and moved on with his current wife. My mom blamed me for my dad divorcing her, so she pretty much just handed me over to my aunt, who told her to stop using me as an emotional punching bag once she noticed that I was being mistreated. We have had very little contact since then, and I think of my aunt as my mom more than her. Now here's where I might be a jerk. My dad recently reached out to me, saying that he's been going to therapy and realized that he shouldn't have taken out his anger about my mom cheating on him and that he wanted to reconnect with me. I decided to meet up with him to politely tell him while I do appreciate that he acknowledges how he treated me was wrong, I have zero interest in him getting involved with my life and vice versa. He insisted we meet at his and his wife's house, despite me wanting to meet in public. His wife wasn't there at least, but it was still super awkward. I tried to break it to him gently that I wasn't interested in being in his life again, but my dad refused to accept it. He was saying that we should be a family again, we could leave everything in the past, and that his wife wanted to have me around. He eventually said that he loved me so much and that I shouldn't keep holding what I did against him since he learned that he was wrong to do so. I kind of just snapped, since he kept steamrolling me and there was no actual apology for what he did, so I told him point blank that I could never love him again after what he did. That shocked him into silence, and I took that as my chance to leave and drove back home, where I told my aunt what happened. She was sympathetic for the most part, but suggested that I should apologize for telling my dad that I could never love him to clear the air, and then part ways. It's been a couple of days since this happened, and I haven't heard from my dad since then, except for him texting me that his wife wants to meet me without mentioning what I said. I didn't feel anything at the moment, but now I'm starting to feel guilty about what I did. So, am I the bad guy?